So this week we are going to introduce a new concept, which is JavaScript. Okay, so we learned something about HTML before, and we learned that for example, for this Google web page, we could modify some static functions like I want this picture to put right here. I want this search box to be right here. I want these different icons to place here. But if I say I want to have some interactions with this web page, at this time I need to introduce a new function, which is JavaScript. So in order to build a very robust or very functional website, we need like three stuff. So the first one, which is HTML. It's like the skeleton of the web page, and the second is the CSS. I mean, if you have done the last assignment, I think you have deal with this file, which will modify or have a specify the layout of the web page. For example, like what the color of the paragraph or what is float of the picture. So this is CSS, and today we are going to go to this JavaScript, which is a program to program the behavior of the web pages, which is in charge of the interaction functions of the web page. Okay. So JavaScript is not that special. If you have learned the C or Java or Python or whatever, so they actually have the same logic. So for this example, if I say I want to do a very simple sum up, I want to sum up this 5 to add 6 and get a final result, which is 11, right? But if I say I want to use the program to write this, so the first thing I want to do is that I want to declare the variables. So before doing that, I just have a little thinking about, for example, like I want to do this calculation, and in this process I need maybe 3 variables. So on the first row I just use the var, which is a variable. I use this var to say xyz is gonna be my variables for the following calculation. Okay, so for the first row I just use the var, which is var, to declare 3 variables, and following by the semicolon. Okay, this is the first row. Second row, I need to assign values to the variables. So for the first one, I assign the value 5 to the variable x, and after that I assign value 6 to the variable y. So the second row I just assign different values to the different variables, and the last row I just to calculate the values, because I want to get the final result of 5 plus 6. So I use the variable z to represent the final value, and z is gonna be located at the left hand side of the equal sign, and on the right hand side I will use the x plus y, which is 2 variables representing 5 and 6 respectively. So it is x plus y, which is 5 plus 6, and assign the value on the right hand side to the left, which is z. It's pretty simple. Okay. And in the JavaScript, if you want to make comments, you need to use this double slash. It's kind of different between the HTML, because in the HTML we use like the arrow bracket. You put your name and your section number in the bracket, but for the JavaScript we use this double slash to make comments. Okay. So this is a skeleton for the HTML. Like we have the HTML tag, we have a head tag, and we have a body tag. Okay, it is very normal, just like what we learned before. Okay. But because I say today we are going to learn the JavaScript, so if you look into this page, this slide, you will see there's like a right area, and we have a new tag which is called script, which is this right part, and we just insert this script tag, this right part, into the body tag. Okay, so actually this right area is gonna be the area we're going to code some JavaScript code. So I mean, we can see that in this area, in this script area, the code inside has nothing to do with the outside, has nothing to do with the HTML file. We just insert a piece of code, we just insert a JavaScript inside the HTML. Okay, so we are going to work on inside this script tag. Okay, so I could show you a little stuff right here. So this is head, we learned before for the previous weeks. This is head, and this is body. And today we just insert this script inside the body, and this part, I don't know. This part is going to be the area that we are going to do some coding work just inside this script, which is for JavaScript. This area is for JavaScript. Okay, let's go to the first question. So let's say if somebody is buying 2 cars for his company and need to find out the total price. Yeah, because I said, HTML is just like a skeleton, which is static, and somehow we just cannot have interactions with the static skeleton. So at this time we need to some dynamic function of the web page. So at this time we need to introduce the JavaScript, which will be the bridge to be the part of the interaction between the users and the machines. So we need to use JavaScript to solve the problem, to solve the interaction problem. Because this process, this specific example, because we want to do a calculation, and this calculation, it is an interaction, because it is a process instead of just showing the display. So this is actually a interaction. So we need a JavaScript. Okay, let's see. As you can see right here, I already have my code. So if I copy, right here. So let's save it. Okay, I want to save. It could be wrong or not. I just double click show, but it seems that it doesn't work at all. So maybe just have a look. I mean, this is a pretty similar to this one, to this one, right? It's pretty similar to the x plus 6 and get a final result of 11. So it's nothing to. There's no difference, but the number is maybe greater. It's much greater. So yeah, so we could pause for a few seconds to see if you can't find the error why my total price is not displayed on the web page. So I want to introduce a debug function. So if you run this file on your browser like this, and you see there's nothing, this white, this empty, and you wonder maybe there's some bug, or so you could right click on it. There's inspect. You can see there's a little cross and showing one error. You click on it. There's the shell.html on the line 15. Click on it. Say there's also a reason unexpected number. So on this row. So right here we could say that actually you will find a bug. So because by human we usually put a comma after this 1000, but the computer doesn't recognize this behavior. So we need to delete this comma and delete this one. And also we need to declare the variable of the total price because we declared the Ford and the GM. So we need also to declare the total price. So yeah, put a VR in front of it. By the way, you could do that. You could do Ford, GM, with total price together. You could put all of this on the first row. So you don't need to declare the variables respectively, but it both works. You could do this and then like assign a value one by one. I mean there's like two methods. You could do this way, declare on the first row and then assign the value and then do the calculation. And you could also do this way. You could directly declare variables and assign value in the first row. It both works. So okay, I fixed the bug and I declare a variable of the total price. And actually, if we want to display, we need other stuff, which is alert, because there's a function called alert. Okay. Because if I run this, I save it, and I refresh the page, the error is gone, but it's still nothing showed on the web browser because we need a function to display the final result, because we just do the calculation inside the file, and the data in the file cannot be displayed to the browser. So in this case, we need a function to display the data to the browser. So right here we just need an alert. Just copy. Okay, total price alert, which is a function, and in the parentheses you just copy this variable name and just put it right here. Okay, so it's gonna alert, which is going to display the total price on the browser. So I save it, I refresh, see this page says this number, so it works. I click OK. All right. So this is an interaction actually. So I think we are pretty down with with this example. Okay. So do a conclusion. We need to declare a variable at the first place and do the calculation. And last but very important, we need to have an alert function, okay, to display the result. Okay, and next. And also, if your code doesn't work, you could always go to Chrome browser and right-click. There's inspect to see whether there's a bug or error or not, and you just debug by yourself. Okay. Okay. So for the next, I want to have a decision-making part. So just recall that last week we learned the flowchart and pseudocode, right? So there's like different branches. There's a diamond shape. If the price is greater than what number, then we go right branch. Otherwise, we go left. So there's like decision-making. So this week we're going to implement the flowchart into actually code. We need to actually code this stuff instead of draw a very straightforward chart. I mean, it was just too easy. So we need to implement the flowchart into a sort of actual code. So I will upload the slides later so you could check by yourself. So it said at that condition, if the total price is greater than this number, then the dealer will give us a 1,000 discount. So at this point, actually, we need a decision making. So I think I've done this. I show the answer directly. So, but I mean, I would encourage you to read this description and have a thinking before you continue this video. Okay, I show the answer. Let's see. I have right here. So you could look into this right part as we need to initialize the new variable, which is a discount, and I assign value of 0 to it, because at this point the discount is still 0, because we need to have a decision making to decide whether we give the discount or not. Okay, so at this point we have a discount of 0, and after that we have if total price is greater than this number. So if signature, and in the parentheses we put the condition inside the parentheses. So the condition right here is the total price, whether it's greater than this number or not. So we just put this sentence inside the parentheses, and bracket discount. We assign value right here. So the logic is that if the total price is greater than this number, then the discount is gonna be 1,000. Okay. If the condition it's not true, then this discount will be constant, will be still this 0. Okay. So this is depends on the decision making condition in the parentheses. Alright, we just close it. Another bracket. Okay. And after this decision making, we need to subtract the discount from the total price. So we have total price equals to total price minus discount. Okay. Let's save it. Let's see. Let's check. So after the subtraction, we also alert the total price. Okay, we use total price minus the discount. If the discount is 1,000, then the total price will be another number. But if this is not true, so the discount will be 0, and the total price will be the same as the last one. So let's check. Where are you? Okay, so it's this number right now. If you see the last one, if I comment this one, let's see. Sorry, takes 8 and comment. Say it's 3,7 without if condition, and if I just delete it, then refresh, the number will be 1,000 smaller. So this is if condition. Okay, this one, let's check it. I'll give you a few seconds. Feel free to pause the video. Say, so there's a promotion offering a discount for TV. Okay, so I want to buy a TV which is 2,000 and which is in New Jersey. So there's a 7% sales tax. So calculate the final price to paid by me. So display the final price. Okay. I mean, this one is pretty similar to the car buying problem, which is the first one. So, but this one we need I mean, sometimes the problem, no matter it's for exam or assignment, just change the background of the problem, but the logic inside, the soul inside of it will be the same. So, okay. So, I mean, you could just feel free to pause the video and maybe just try to figure it out yourself. I will just keep going. So there's different steps because we have a discount of 12%, and we have a price. We have sales tax. We need to consider the three elements altogether. So we have steps. The first one is create variables and assign value to them based on either initial price, discount, and tax. So at this time, we need to think about it. We need to have a very clear logic before we start doing our code. So the first row of the code, we could just declare these variables altogether. We need these variables. And the second step, we just calculate the discounted price. And third one, we just apply the sales the tax onto the discounted price, because we always calculate the tax on the final step, right? So we do the discount first, and then we apply the tax. Okay. So yeah, this is a code. Let's see. Ooh. So let's check it together. So TV price, we have I declare variables. I declare TV, discount, tax, discounted price, and the final price, which is pretty reasonable. And there's no one which is I didn't use, and there's no one there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 variables. I don't need a 6. I don't need 4 variables. I just need exactly 5 variables, which is pretty good. And I declare them on the first row. I put a var in front of it, and I have a comma. I have a semicolon to end the whole sentence. It's pretty good. And after that second part, I assign values to the TV price. Wait a second. I think the variable is not good. I just copy this one. Replace it. It's good right now. Okay, assign the 2000 to the TV price. I assign a 12%, which is 0.12 to the discount. I assign the 7% to the tax. Okay, this second part. And third part, I need to do the calculation. Okay, so I use the TV price to times discount, which is 2000 times 12%. I get a discount, and I use the TV price to minus the discount to get a discounted price. Or you could do this. You could do equals to TV price times 1 minus discount. You could also do this. So you use 1 minus this 0.12, and you use the TV price to times the percentage. You will get the same answer. It depends on you. I mean, you could do this way or you could do this way. It doesn't matter. Anyway, you do the calculation, and you send the value to the left, which is you get discounted price, and you use the discounted price to apply the tax on it, which is 1 plus 0.07, and use this number to times the discounted price, and you assign the value on the right to the left, and you get the final price. And after that, you just use the alert to output to display the final price on the browser. And before you display, you could also put some sentence in front of it. You just use the quotation mark, and inside you have some sentence, maybe English or whatever. And you just use the plus, use this sign to do a connection between the sentence and the variable. Okay, so this is a TV set. Let's try it. to run it. We try to just to the final price is this number. So first layer we have a discount, second layer we put a tax on it. So this is the final price, final result. Okay, let's continue. So what if I say I want to input the data from my keyboard. I want to input my data by myself instead of, instead I assign value in the code, which is pretty silly, right? Because, the interaction between human and machine is so important. So, right, so sometimes we just don't want to, we just fix the code inside the file. It is for the programmers, and programmers, they build products for the users. And what the user will do is that they will input data from their keyboard, right? So at this point, we need to use the prompt function to get data from their keyboard. So yeah, let's say, I mean, you could assign value right here, but right now I want to get a value from keyboard, so I just go right here. This two is pretty simple. It's pretty similar, but this one we assign value directly in the code. But for this one, I get data from the keyboard by using a prompt, this function. Okay, so we can say that this part, this declaration, is the same of this one, and the calculation part and the output part is always the same. We have the same one with this one, right? We have the same stuff. So the difference is only the assignment, the value assignment right here. So let's take a closer look at it, like how to use a prompt. Okay, I could do a demo right here. Let's say okay, interior price I have 2000. Discount it, 10% tax. Okay, and the final price is this one, which is same as this one, right? So it's just different method about how you get your data, whether it's from directly from your source code or you have interaction by your keyboard, right? So let's have a first one. Let's take the first one. So the prompt is pretty simple. We just use the signature. We have prompt. We put this signature in front of it. After the equal sign, but in front of the whole stuff on the right hand side. So we use prompt, and in the parentheses we have a quotation mark, which is you could put anything you want inside this quotation mark and close it. So by using the function, we just get data from keyboard, and we just assign the data we get from keyboard, so, which is stored on the right hand side of the equal sign, and we just transfer the data to the left to the TV price, the TV price variable. Okay, so this is a TV price, and same logic for the discount. I have a prompt. So by using the prompt, I get data from the keyboard by input by the users, by the human beings, and I assign the data on the right to the left to the discount. And same logic for text. I get data and store the data on the right hand side, and then I transfer data to the left to the text variable. Okay. So there's nothing special, but it is pretty similar. How you use the prompt, and with how you use the alert. It's just different functions, different function name and different function purpose, right? And I want to mention one thing is that you can see there's a one times in front of the prompt, right? The reason why I put this in the front is that I want to make sure the data I get is a decimal, or maybe I should not say decimal. I mean, I want to make sure the data is a number, right? So you could do this. You could use 1 times the prompt. You could do this, or you could also do like you put a number function in front of the whole thing on the right. So you could do, to make sure that your data is a number. You could do one time prompt, or you could do number function and use parentheses to including all of this on the right hand side. So yeah, it's just like a format problem. So you could do this. So because all 3 data of input, they are all numbers. So I want to make sure these 3 data which as input, I want to make sure they are all numbers. Okay. I don't want a string, or I don't want a sentence. I don't know. I just want the input will be numbers. So that's why I put one times, or you could use numbers function in front of everything on the right hand side. So yeah. Okay. So prompt window is originally designed to receive text. So yeah, it's reasonable if you say like, so if you put hi, let's check. The final price will be this one. So if the purpose of using this one is to make sure the input will be numbers. That's why there is a number 1 multiplying the number captured by the prompt window in order to ensure that the number entered are processed as number instead of a text or a string, whatever. Okay, this is a code. And for this one, we could also add if else to have a decision making. So for the TV, we could also add a shipping cost. If discounted price is greater than this number, then there will be a 10% shipping cost. Other than that, the shipping is going to be 5%. Okay, so this one, as long as you get the idea, you find they're all the same. It just change the background of the problem. So, but the logic, they will be all the same. You need to extract. You need to find the idea behind the surface, behind the problem. Okay. So let's check it. Same thing. So because we have a new definition, we introduce a shipping cost right here. We have a shipping cost. So I declare a new variable, shipping, right here. Okay. To price. Okay. This is the first part, declaration. The second part, value assignment, and calculate discounted price. Alright. Okay. Good. Value assignment to do the calculation. So we could add the decision making after the discounted price, because we say that the condition is that whether the discounted price is greater or not. So we add the if else after the calculation of discounted price. So if the discounted price is greater than this number, then we have a shipping, which is right here from here. Have shipping equals to discounted price multiplies the 10% else. So this is another condition. So remember what we learned like last recitation. There's a diamond shape, right, for the flowchart. So if the condition is satisfied, then we go right, or we say maybe by default we go right, and but other than that we go left. So there's like two different branches, and we could only pick one method. We could only pick one way at a time. We cannot go both ways. Okay, we could only pick one way because there's like decision making whether you're male or female. And maybe it is not a good example, but you got the idea. So one situation is that the discount is greater than this number, then you pick this branch. If not, then you pick this branch. So you could pick one, select one from these twos. Okay, so by default, I mean if it's greater, if this is true, then we go this way. We go this branch, and we get a shaping, which is equal to this process, and we get a final price. We have discounted price to apply the tax, which is 1 plus the 0.07, and add the shipping cost to the final price, and we get a final, and we alert to output to display the final price. Okay. So because we have shaping, so the final price is kind of expensive, right? Okay. So this is a code for this decision making. So I think this is gonna be for today, and I hope you get the idea, and I wish you good luck on your maybe the first exam. Okay, could try your best to get a good result on your exam, and also for the assignment. Thank you.